Let's go, David. This is gonna be
Hello.
podcast number 3. It's gonna be hosted by our very own community admins, Tuesday, Sean, me, and David. David is Chibi Tarasu, as you might know him. He will be running our podcast for today, at least moderating to his best of his ability.
So, David, what are
Uh,
we here to talk about today?
I didn't sign up for this.
David, talk to us. He said, okay, so closing of RPL season 2. Thoughts?
The last week's coming up before
Thoughts?
playoffs.
All right, Tuesday, start us off.
Okay, right now we're going to talk about the ending of our second season in the RPL. We're going to talk about the standings we have, and then we're going to talk about playoff predictions. So for standings, let me take a look at it real quick. One
Let me
second.
pull that up.
Give me one quick second. Okay. If we go to standings, in Group A, Super Segoy Senpai Squad is number 1 in Group A with 8 wins, 6 losses with 10.5 points. Good Night Sleep Tight, 10 points, 8 wins, 3 losses. Our third place was disbanded. That's why. But I'm assuming Team Swings Longstar will move up to third place, and with their 8.6 wins, 9 losses. Fifth Spectrum was 6.5, 5 wins, 10 losses, and Ledoux MB 4 points, 3 wins, 8 losses. So that pretty much wraps up for Group A. Moving into Group B, we have Final Esports, number 1 with 17.5, the most in the league. That's actually really impressive. The most in the league with 13 wins and 2 losses. Second place is Clorox Bleach with 15 points, 11 wins, and 3 losses. Tastes Like Purple in third place with 12.5 points, 9 wins, 8 losses. And fourth place, Equip the Rest, 7 points, 6 wins, 10 losses, above the rest. In fifth place with 6 points, 4 wins, 12 losses. And DAG, Dignified Aristocrat Gentleman, 4.5, 4 wins, 11 losses. So it's pretty much, it seems like Group B has a lot of really nice teams coming up into the playoffs. Some pretty big teams everyone has to be aware of, in my opinion, would be Final Esports, Clorox Bleach, and Taste Like Purple. Taste Like Purple's win record might not be that great, but it's their points that really stand out. They have more, even in third place with their win record, they're above the entire Group A standing in points. So it's pretty cool to see that they're actually up there in the point system. I can't wait to see how they play it coming into the playoffs. Personally, I think Group B's will be a little bit more interesting to watch, just because of Final Esports being in the finals last year. Back in season 1, going against Tenacious Turtles, which was Caterpillar this season, but they were disbanded. I'm kind of interested to see how far they'll go. I'm pretty sure they're one of the most favorite teams coming into the playoffs out of the RPL members in our community. That's for Group B. For Group A, I have to roll with GNST. I think they're gonna win it all. To be honest, let's be honest now.
If they can figure out their roster problems, they're
Yeah.
the only team that has
If they
potential.
can get back their 27th best solution today, maybe they can win.
Probably, but the world may never know. But
one
yeah.
stat that stands out in Group B, though, going back to theirs, Final Esports has 8 Rift Herald kills compared to 1, 3, and 3, and that also like corresponded to their insane amount of turns taken.
Yeah, I think not a lot of teams are actually standing up, but then again, it just depends on what people are prioritizing. There's a lot of ways people are even top in the standings without having high turrets, high number of Dragon Rift Heralds. So yeah, it's interesting to see that there's a team that's going mainly for objectives.
Funny how that works.
There's different types of team comps.
Just
David,
another thing, you said Taste Like Turtle was pretty strong, but if you look at their under 30 minutes wins, they actually have like none, and then their objective counts are all really high, which kind of suggests that their games are just dragging on longer than perhaps some of the other teams in the top of the bracket are. like their towers destroyed are higher than Cloras Bleach's, even though Cloras Bleach has like won a few more games than they have. And overall, their objective, like how many dragons and heralds and barons they've taken, is a lot higher too.
Tastes Like Purple has also played 3 more games.
Yeah, they played 17. Last Beach 15.
Oh,
14. Yeah.
The interesting thing here is that both Group B and A, the first 3 teams are all guaranteed to go. So Team Final Esports, Cloras Beach, and Taste Like Purple are pretty much guaranteed for playoffs. Now B is a little bit or A is a little bit shaky because we know Super Sugoi Squad and United Sleep Tighter, they're all relatively close in standing, but we all know that they're going to be the top 3 along with Team 6 Longswords. Now the problem is the 4th spot. Who's going to secure it? If LMB this weekend plays extremely well, it's very possible they could kick 5th Spectrum out of the 4th place spot. Or if FS and LMB play better than Team 6 Longswords, they could both potentially kick them out of the place spot. Or yeah, 4th place spot. 4th and 3rd place slot. But Group B, it's pretty much EDR and ATR. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure
and
they
the
play this week
ops
too.
chance that DAG gets a triple win, then they will be ahead by 1.5 points from EDR and secure the 4th spot. So unless they're able to do that, then they're pretty much going to remain in last place. But I think that this is pretty interesting who's going to get the 4th place spot for both groups. Thoughts?
Yeah, building on that, the 4th place match in Group B, there's actually those 2 teams actually play each other, so that's like a pretty important match deciding who's gonna move on to the elimination stage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
for sure. I think other interesting things. How do you guys feel about this season overall? You know that it's coming to a close.
It was in the group staging was interesting. It kind of made me think like the Swiss matches were a little more fun to play because it was sort of like playing someone on your group and something that's more of you can change it up a little bit in your Swiss match and play something that you've maybe been practicing more of because you don't really have any consequences if you lose a game compared to a Group A match. So it was a fun little experiment.
Well,
Yeah,
for
go ahead.
me, in my opinion about how the overall season went, I didn't think we didn't do too bad of a job. There were a lot of disbanding of a lot of teams early on in the season, like before we even started, and even coming to the playoffs, there's still teams being disbanded. With the amount of teams I have left, and with the way we managed to keep on going, I think we're doing a pretty good job on maintaining a nice season. I definitely do think it was better than last year's season. Or last season actually, not last year. I'm excited to see the playoffs. Really excited, especially since a lot more different teams than last season. We got a lot of stuff done in this season from as opposed to last season. One of our main accomplishments, I would have to say, is probably our website being done by yours truly, Elucid. Thank you for that.
Gotta grind it out, dude. Gotta say, we needed it. We got it done.
It was a really nice, really nice website that's come along very well. But yeah, so that's probably our biggest accomplishment. There are other small accomplishments I can mention that we have done, but the list probably goes on way too long. But I think overall in the RPL season, it was pretty great to be a part of it and watch and even cast as well. It was pretty fun to be part of a lot of things this season, and I can't wait for season 3.
Yeah, I think for me, we took a step up, but we also took a step kind of sideways because I think a lot of times we were kind of wasting our efforts doing certain things. I think Swiss matches, in my opinion, are kind of a waste of time. But I kind of did get to test it out this season, which is kind of nice for us. And yeah, I honestly don't think we'll be ever doing them again unless it's for fun, or if we ever do community scrims, maybe those kind of things. But yeah, Swiss matches are never happening again. And the reason I say that is because teams want to play other teams and not the same teams over and over again, so they can test their skills against the whole group or the whole RPL league instead of just like their group and then the top team that they're supposed to face. But the idea of Switch matches were that you were gonna play a team of your equal skill level from the other bracket, and I think that was accomplished. Would you guys agree?
Somewhat, but I
Yeah.
feel
But there. Okay, you can go.
like being a part of a team, we played the same team over and over again since
Mhm.
our since we had the standings pretty much stayed the same for most of the season. So maybe it was kind of a little bit too repetitive for us.
Yeah, I think across 7 weeks, teams like Final Esports played Banff like 5 times out of the 7 weeks. It's kind of
Yeah.
ridiculous. But they were being challenged essentially. What my goal was to challenge teams to play against teams who are just as good as them, and not demoralize teams that are in the bottom sides of the standing, right? So the teams that the league would consider are lesser than the other teams would play each other to see like which one is they play at the same ranking, so they're like, okay, so these guys we can beat them and we should try to beat them, and that inspires them to try, right? But then if you throw someone like, I'm not trying to diss anybody, but like Hose, the old Hose, right? So 67 Atoms, you put them against Banff or Final Esports. We've already seen the outcomes of those games, right? And we understand that it might not be as fun for them. Now, it might not be fun for people who are actually doing well in the community, right? Because like, oh, we're just giving free wins to them. But it's also to like, kind of satisfy the urge to play against people of your own skill and try to kind of work and improve yourself there. But the problem is that that's not good for a tournament setting because we want to see which team is the best, not challenge teams to play better. That's the only difference that I had. But other than that, I think RPL was pretty good direction this season. I think we're improving a lot of things. We're working on new things for next season, and hopefully we'll be a little bit more organized in terms of how the schedule is made. Because I think this year we were a little sloppy, and we did change a lot of things mid-season, which was not favorable for everybody.
Thoughts,
Can't
David?
really.
Yeah,
Can't really-
another thing about the Swiss matches is if you're really looking forward to face perhaps some team on the other group, you'd never actually be able to face them unless you're approximately like this around the same standing in your group, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you perhaps really looked up to like some other team or respected them or like really wanted to face against them, you'd never really get that chance unless either perhaps like you would drop or you would rise up a lot further to like match yourself in the group standings. So a lot of teams didn't even have the chance to play against each other. Yeah. And also, since the Swiss matches were worth less points, right? The the Switch matches themselves didn't really feel like they mattered to a lot of teams. So that's why, as Sean said before, you could try stuff out, but it also sort of was not really impactful in the standings and like didn't really shuffle up the standings as much as perhaps we had hoped.
What do you think about the season's accomplishment, Sean?
Personally,
Oh,
I
wow,
love.
nice.
Personally, I love the website, and like I've been going through the champ stats every single week, and I've just been sort of looking at some really cool things. Like last season, Gragas was a really popular pick and high win rate. In the season, it's like top 10 pick, like most picked, and it has a 25% win rate in like 20 something games. And then Galio's like 15 games played and has a 93% win rate. So it's sort of like fun to go through the picks and look what's doing well in our league. Like Ivern, 31% win rate, number 7 most played. Looking at all these cool statistics. Shen, number 8, 70% win rate.
Yeah, I like the whole the idea of the champion statistics, and it's good to see Caitlyn up there, number 1.
Oh yeah, most played.
Yeah, Caitlyn,
41
Oriana, Karma, Lucian, Lulu.
In half of the games.
Yeah, very meta.
Wow.
Huh.
And
Shout out to
when you
RPL
collect,
for-
like, certain champions that have really high pick rates, like Lulu, for example. You can tell it's a very contested pick because it also has a 30% ban rate. So there's that. Yeah, I think the website, other than like schedule, which is kinda still being worked on. Like I'm trying to fix schedule, so it kind of looks. I mean, if you can see my screen currently, I'm trying to pull it up. Thought I had it on.
Heckin' with that 7% ban rate.
Let's show them the last this Saturday's last week RPL games real quick.
Oh, the final games.
Yeah, the final games. So these are the final games we'll be playing this Saturday, May 27th. It's
my
gonna
birthday.
be some nice games. We're gonna have three games being streamed, and those games consist of. See real quick if I have it. Okay, they're gonna be Ledoux MB versus F Fit Spectrum. Then it's gonna be Taste Like Purple versus Final Esports. Then Final Esports versus Super Segoy Senpai Squad. Those games will be streamed this Saturday. Each game being streamed will have an hour. Hopefully an hour of stream time. Hopefully the game does not go, 40 minutes or higher. We can have our streamers and casters on the right track to get these games up and running.
Yeah. And I think this week, what games did you say are being streamed? Is it Tastes Like Purple versus DAG? Or no, Group A is getting streamed first. So is it ATR versus FPS, right?
Then it's gonna be Ledoux versus Fifth Spectrum. This first game to be streamed.
Yeah. Ledoux versus FS, which is gonna be a fight for the 4th place spot, and then the other games that are gonna be streamed is TLP versus Final Esports, and then our final game's gonna be, I think it's the Final Esports game. And
Yeah, the
Super
last
Senpai
two
Squad.
games are Final Esports versus Taste Like Purple.
So
Game 3 is Final Esports versus Super Segoy
so
Senpai Squad.
maybe a fight for who might be a champion tournament.
With
little bit
if
early.
I think if Super Segoy Senpai Squad loses Game 3, doesn't that really remove their number 1 seed if they lose another game? Considering the points
It
guys?
won't really, because it depends on how all of Group A plays as well. So
Right.
if Goodnight Sleep Tight and the other ones take over, then yes, they will fall. But I don't know what the situation is with that.
Good Night Sleep Tight most likely won't be playing this week.
Yeah, so it's very likely that SSS will be first in the league. For the
David, what
division.
are your thoughts on being disbanded from the RPL?
Excuse me? Disbanded from the RPL?
Yeah,
How
I know
many
you didn't really
ARs
get
do
a
you have,
chance to
David?
be a part of the RPL playing wise.
But I heard my cousin Mohammed is gonna be able to play.
Dude, why do you have a cousin named Mohammed when you're Asian?
What are
No
you saying?
question.
You
Muhammad's
can't
not
be
an Asian
saying these
name?
things out loud.
Yeah, are you saying Muhammad's not an Asian name?
Yeah.
Are you racist?
I would like to move on from.
How
this
come my
topic.
cousin can't be named Mohammed?
Racist?
Hello?
Moving on.
I'm conservative. Anyway.
All right, moving on
anyways.
to season 3 entry real quick.
You want to talk about?
Yeah, Sean, start us off with season 3 entry. That as I'm
Season
pretty sure we
3
covered.
entry?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we covered.
We're looking.
the whole RPL
Yeah.
season 2 already.
Season 3 entry, we've been sort of just brainstorming new ideas, and we're probably gonna cut the league to 10 teams, or like 10 teams for like a what's like it's gonna be like LCS and Challenger League, right?
Challenger Series, yeah.
Challenger Series.
That's
so
one of our options. Now I've actually
one of
added
our
a
that's
third
what we've
option.
been brainstorming.
Yeah.
So basically, most likely right now, for that plan, there would be like sort of prelims or like tryouts for the placements, blah blah blah, for the LCS league, and then we'll have like 20 to maybe more teams between the two leagues of LCS and the Challenger Series, sort of back and forth. And we're probably gonna start including Plats in LCS sort of league. I don't know. We haven't really brainstormed it that much, but those are just some changes. Obviously, we're trying to have a more responsible community admin team right now, and it's just sort of be more organized and all be on the same page. keep it neat and clean and small.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, and I think at least for next season. Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, quickly just going back to what we were talking about in terms of schedule work on. I'm just gonna go back because I'm on the screen right now for some reason. But what's gonna happen is that it's gonna become like an expandable folder. So I don't. It's not esport. Is it Leaguepedia? Leaguepedia match history. So I can't find it. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. So the Rift Rivals. Okay, so like this way, like how the matches look. So this website does is show right here. So instead, we'll be able, this whole thing will be clickable. So when you click this, it'll open up. But right now, it's not working correctly. But it'll essentially look like this. So it'll be let's say SSS versus FPS, like right here. And then it'll say is the game streamed or not. There'll be like a little star next to it or something. And then it'll show like the match results if the game is finished. Otherwise, it'll show like these two are playing as, or these two are playing, and then this side is blue and this side is red or something like that. Still working on this, and it's kind of it's temporarily in a weird spot, so I'm thinking about it. But yeah, this is what I'm working on. And then you guys are talking about season 3 and then the brainstorm stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so for the brainstorming stuff, I think you already talked about the 10 per league, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the issue I have is if you do a gold plat league, right? And we have a bronze silver league. Bronze silver league is pretty easy. Okay, so they won't suffer anything because if you have the highest of silvers and you have the lowest of bronze, the skill disparity between bronze 5 and silver 1 is not. I won't undermine any players, but it's better to keep it in that skill range. And I think adding the gold part was our mistake because what teams were doing were they were imposing and abusing the rules by pretty much gathering a team full of gold 3 and up, and they were abusing it in the bronze silver league, right? So there was a couple teams who were bronze silver, and they were just being they're just not having a good time because they were just constantly facing these upper echelon gold teams. And you could, and a lot of people argue it's like, oh, you know, this is a good challenge for them and stuff. It's like, yeah, but it's a
No.
tournament, right? Like, it's not a challenge. It's not solo queue. This is not flex queue. You're not challenging anybody. You're just making them really unhappy because they can't get a fair chance at the tournament, right? So what I'm thinking is that gold plat will have similar similar problems where gold 5 and plat 1, I'm going to tell you right now, has a huge disparity in skill.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Mechanics are on a whole nother level. Understanding of the game is on a whole nother level. Because there's a lot of ways to get to gold 5, but there's no easy, simple trick other than to like refine your skills to get to plat 1. And like the upper echelon of plat will pretty much abuse the lower gold player teams. Okay? And if your team has 3 silvers and 2 golds, they automatically fit into the gold plat league, right? So there's that problem as well. So what I was thinking is that we won't introduce plat players right now because from my understanding, our community is made up of essentially mid and low plat players to like a massive concentration of gold below players. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of ignore plat players for now and maybe look for it for later until we can get more recognition, get to like 400 people, and see more plat and diamonds enter our league. Then we'll consider making a league for them. But right now, if we were to make it, it would only have like 4 teams at most, which is kind of unfortunate because we can't run a league like that. So what we're kind of trying to do is make a bronze silver league and then a gold league, where if you have silvers and golds, you can be in the gold league, right? So it'll be bronze silver and then silver gold, and it'll depend on where you guys want to challenge yourselves. So I think that's a better approach, and it will allow for more teams to enter. So we won't have to do like, because a lot of the surveys people were saying were like, oh yeah, it's not a good idea to cut the teams to 10 because I want to play in the league and I'm having fun, right? So and I understand that, and I think it's better if we do 2 separate brackets like this, so we actually challenge people depending on how they want to be challenged, rather than just like throwing them in a league full of gold below and then just being like, yep, if you don't have gold players, you're gonna lose. I think that's my main plan. So the plat league won't exist for now, but the other idea was obviously gold below and then plat up, which is what we have right now. And then final one was bronze, silver, and gold platinum, which Sean already talked about. So I mean, we're mainly looking for input from people. So like telling us like, yes, this is a good idea. Maybe we could do this instead. I think that's what I'm mainly looking for. So some criticism from people in the community, because obviously it's gonna be your tournament, not mine, because I'm just watching and having fun. But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about the idea?
I like it. I'm for it. One other thing I wanna like I have like a question that's been straying my mind. What if we do let's say we do add plats, right? In a world where we do add plats, is there a way where we can balance the amount of plat players and gold players within a team, or is just the idea not really worth it?
So you're suggesting like a team could potentially have one
A
plat
mixed
player
variety of
and
rank. Yeah.
it would fit under the gold league, gold, yeah, gold league, right? Just the gold league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Problem is like, how high of a skill cap can we put on that player, right? So if you say we can have one platinum, right, in the gold league, the issue then becomes that if they bring in a plat one player, right? So my biggest issue is that people, when given the opportunity to abuse a rule like that, they'll abuse it to the fullest extent possible, right? They'll like bring in a player who's like plat one and like in his diamond promos, but he still qualifies and he'll be qualified for the rest of the season, and that's what my main concern is. So I don't want to see that ever again. And there will be no more washed up rule if you were plat previously. I just don't think you'll be allowed in the league. But the other issue then becomes, where does a previous plat player who was only plat 5 with 300 games played this current season go, right? I think that's the only main issue. But there's very few occurrences of those players in our community that I don't think it's worth looking into. But I'm still looking at that.
Wild Turtle leaves TSM to join FlyQuest as starting ADC.
Hey, that's not on the script.
Yeah, that's not on the script.
Yeah, that's not on the script.
Hey, breaking news.
You know what else is breaking news? David became our new director. He won the competition.
Congratulations. Let's change
Congrats,
it.
David.
Yay,
Wow,
David.
my name is still red.
Yeah, change it to dark blue.
He's still looking for Jesus Christ. Alright, David.
I voted for David.
Hey, look at that, dude. Taking one for the team. Even Sean led second place by voting for someone else when Tunze voted for himself.
Wait,
Thoughts?
wait a minute. That is false. That's
Tell me
Tunze
more.
with one Y. All right. Anyways, back to the whole RPL thing. So yeah, coming into season 3, with how close we're getting into it, I'm kind of excited to see exactly how we start off and what teams will be coming in. I know we already have some solo entries coming in to season 3. I believe we have like 10 people,
Actually,
right?
I've looked at the submissions so far. It's 12 teams total, but I know there's more to enter.
Oh wow,
And
12
there's
teams.
some people waiting a little bit, but no. The issue is that most of them are solo entries. So actually half of them are solo entries, and 5 of them are the submission from the same team, but individual players of the same team submitting as a full team. So I read through it. I was like, wait, I'm not sure about this.
Okay, we'll say that for another podcast.
67 Adams all over again.
Hey, no flame, man.
Hey, you can't flame on this.
Yeah. There's actually,
Hey,
I just
said
checked
that
out,
as a
there's
good
2
thing.
players from the same team. That's 3 players.
Who is this man?
There's 3 teams. Oh my god. I guess there's 3 teams that are entering. Wait, there's 2 teams that are entering that submitted 7 requests. Thoughts?
I can't wait to see how that team performs in season 3. I'm actually really excited.
Yeah. Anyone else have something to say?
Toe Knuckles the other day. I just read chat a little bit, trying to catch up. I actually haven't read other stuff. Have you been replying to them, Sean?
Toe Knuckles, that's my boy
little
right
bit.
there.
Yeah, so Toe Knuckles actually has been really helpful recently. Like I don't know if you guys actually know him at all. He hasn't really said anything in community chat either, but he's actually suggested some of the ideas we've had. Like last season when we had the groups thing, and then like crisscross playing each other. That was actually one of his ideas that I kind of took and adapted to make our own. Um, and this season, he actually suggested something about designated subs. I don't remember much about it, Tonakos, but I think what he was basically saying is that free agents should be able to play with teams instead of being like placed on teams, right? So we originally placed free agents on teams. So there will be a pool of free agents, and teams will be able to pick them up, or they'll be going to teams to try out and kind of like see if they fit like if they fit for synergy, and they can come in at any time. So like how we have emergency subs.
Yeah.
Instead, free agents won't be. If you take a free agent from the free agent pool, you won't be punished with bans. Okay, so like they can take free agents anytime they want, as long as there are free agents in the pool. So they're pretty much like reaching into the pool, grabbing a player, testing them out, and they're throwing them out back into the pool if they don't want them, or if the player doesn't want to be on that team. So it's kind of a mutual exchange in that sort. And the team isn't punished, and the free agents aren't being punished because they're getting opportunity to play. So like, what are your thoughts on that? I giving the general idea. I'm not really sure if that's exactly what he was saying.
That's for those who follow sports, that's how like football, basketball, all that stuff works. Teams, if say someone gets injured or someone leaves a team or gets arrested or something, then and they can't play anymore, they have to look to the free agent field and sign someone. They sign the best fit, and they like try them out, all that stuff. So I feel like that works a lot better. And if we have a big enough pool of people and a nice population of free agents, then that would work really well.
Plus, you can use a extra free agent as if team drops to finish the season.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So like, if a team drops out, you can band a group of 5, and then you can make a team.
Yeah,
and
all
then
me.
and then fill their spot. Okay, I'm reading chat.
Wait.
But
Yeah, plagiarism.
No, but I think those are actually great ideas, and we should do something with that. 'Cause I think free agents currently, from what I've seen in the last 2 seasons, I've not liked the way I've done them, and some people have argued that it's not the most efficient way to use them because some teams will just not pick people up for whatever reason, or if they're placed on teams, they won't enjoy the environment because they were placed on teams. And overall, from the surveys I saw, people had poor team experiences, lots of 1s and 2s. So obviously, that's some way we as a community can improve that area. And I think so. Instead of assigning all 40 free agents to 8 teams, make like 5 teams, then use the last 15 to sign up as subs. Okay, yeah, I think that's possible. If we have that many subs, we only had 40 subs in season 1, or 40 free agents in season 1, and only 2 real teams. So yeah, I think last season we had 20, no, 10, 15. This season we'll have either the equal amount or a little bit more. 5 out of 7 would not team again. All of my teams are shit, I agree. I don't know. But yeah, I get the idea Tonako's given us. I think all the ideas Tonako's given us is generally used in sports as well, and I think that is better than what we are doing currently. And we should look to improve that in the rules as well.
I
I
think
don't know.
we can.
What do you guys
we're-
think? Because like I think, okay, I'm gonna pull up the survey actually because that's actually something important we need to cover as a community. Because there are some things that you guys can do that we can't do, but there's also some things we can do that you guys can't really do.
Yeah, let's try to wrap this topic up so we can talk about our super secret surprise we have for everyone.
It's not really that decided, so like it'll be exciting.
Hey,
but that's about
it's
it.
a super secret surprise.
Oh, not logging the right account.
Can't stream this.
Yeah, I had to move it off to my second
Oops.
monitor. Bring it back.
Wait, was those pan pizza coupons?
What do you say, mate?
Wait a minute, go back real quick.
No,
Pan
stop.
pizza coupons.
Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see it too, but on my stream or on the stream, you can see experience with match times. Generally, people are satisfied, so this looks good. Experience with your team. This is what I thought was generally a little poor. 6, 4, and 5s are on the 1, 2, 3s. So when someone's neutral, I always assume negative because they don't want to take a stance on it because they don't want to be too judgmental about it, but
Or maybe they're not on our team.
or maybe they're not on a team, David. Thank you. But yeah, but generally people were just not very happy with the teams that they were on, or just the team communication, how practice was set up. And realistically, we can't do anything about practice, so that's just final. We won't do anything about practice. But communication, we can fix that a little bit, but I don't know how. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think would be better to make the team experience of the
Well, it's a
better?
pretty small sample of like responses to work with.
Yeah, but you can tell generally like what
yeah.
people think, right? Like if they so if someone's involved in the survey, they're generally concerned about the community, right? Or they're trolling. But either or, I assume they're generally interested in the community and seeing it improve, and that's why they fill out a survey. Even if you're just being an asshole and just filling it out with all ones, you're still doing it because you're kind of mad at the community in some sense.
Well, nobody did that because
Yeah, because not all is ones, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's good to hear. But what do you guys think?
Communication is, if you're talking about communication within your team, that's completely on your
Your
team.
teammates, right?
Yeah,
but
teammates.
I'm thinking like I also put the word communication there because there's also Discord. Wonder where the 5 or the 2. Okay. Yeah. So communication could also mean like how the Discord channels are set up, and definitely 10 out of 10. So yeah, I don't know. Like it could be the Discord channel, how we're setting things up, how we're giving out information, so people don't message each other. Because most of the time, I just kind of told teams like, contact the free agents on your time. I can't really help you. And I think I pushed too much of the responsibility on the teams, and we didn't do much, even though we're only like a second season tournament, right? So what do you guys think?
I think if players want the community admins to step in and help more with like team issues, I feel like it would have to be an admin who isn't on a team already. Because I know we had admins be on the team in the RPL season 1, season 2. So with them having to worry about their own team situation, then any other situation the community has, then there's personal situations with some other individual in another team. It's just so much work for one admin to do. So I think
next season, are you gonna be on Team Tuesday?
Most likely not, but because I'll be helping out. I'll be helping out with the community more. But if it comes to a point where the players want us to help out with more with their team situation, I don't mind helping. But if it gets to that point, we need to both players and community admin need to understand that just simply doing the best we can, and trying to help you out, with your team and then with our own team and then with the community itself. There's just so much we can do with the amount of time we have. So I understand where some players' frustration coming from regarding team practice, and I feel like it shouldn't be really too much of another person's problem to deal with, since it's your team. But asking for help is never an issue, or is never a problem, or is never disregarded. So I feel like if players do want admins to help, we would definitely start helping out more in the team situation stuff.
Yeah, I think the problem is the upfront we tell people, well, we don't want to help you. It's not we don't want to help you. It's we're not certain we can help you. That's why we say we don't want to help, because we don't want to be involved per se. But I think we can help. It's just we don't know how much we can help, and at all actually, because there's sometimes people just be like, oh, this guy's not coming to practice now. It happened season 1, and I told him, yeah, dude, I can't really help if he doesn't want to practice. That's on him. And maybe it's up to you guys to vote him off the team, and then maybe get someone who wants to practice. I can't do that for you.
Yeah, it's not that we don't want to be involved. It's that we don't want to be responsible if the free agent is a fuck up or if something bad happens. We just don't want to be like, you guys, oh, it's all your fault. Why'd you do this? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We don't want to be responsible for that kind of stuff and have to deal with more drama and BS.
I think experience with pregame lobby was pretty good, except I've noticed some people have been pretty quote unquote cancer in the pregame lobby. A lot of spamming, a lot of stuff. Sometimes pregame lobby does take a long time to start, and that's a lot of our fault because streamers, we can never find them last second. So that we could work on that next season. I think if streamers are not here by 10 minutes, you guys can start, and that's pretty much all of pregame lobby. I think we've told that to teams, but they wait anyway to like 20 minutes. And then someone gets on, they're like, yeah, no, you guys could have started like 10 minutes ago, and then they get really mad at us. But yeah, I could see why, because we don't really make an official rule about it. Experience with post game lobby and match report, screenshot match ID. I think the match ID, even if you guys were mad at it, I can't do anything about it, because if you guys want stats and updated stuff, I need the match ID, and I do need a screenshot so I can put in.
Yeah, I'm kind of puzzled with this one. It's that this is really based on the player's responsibility.
Yeah. It's just like, no, their experience with this is because, like, do they like doing this? And the post game lobby, like, what happens after the game, including the match report, which should happen immediately, but can happen afterwards.
I personally like the idea because it, like you said, if you want the stats and you want all the stuff on the website, you got to post it, and I think it's a better idea than what we used to do, in our Google Docs in season 1.
Experience with contacting admins. This surprised me a lot. Did not expect us to have that much positivity, because most of us
And
are
the
pretty
best admin,
cancer.
what can I say?
Who voted a 1? You're banned.
Most of us.
We will lynch you.
And then Tuesday.
Alright. Okay, experience with RPL Spring 2017. Probably a troll on this one because there's no one. Yeah, I think people like this. That's pretty cool. RPL Fantasy website. This is what was a little bit disappointing for me, because I was like, oh yeah, people are gonna love this, like the community admins. Because I saw the community admins, I was like, wait, they like the community admins? This should be like all 23 people on the 5 then for the website, and then I see this and I'm just like, wait, there's 7 on the website. Wait, there's a 3. Wait, there's so many 3s.
I'm pretty sure the survey came out like right when you finally got the fantasy stuff fixed.
The first,
so that's why
edition
people were on edge. That's why. So if you did it again, it'd be different outcome.
Okay. Hopefully.
I'm pretty sure I put like a 4 or a 3 because of that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I filled this out when the website was down.
I'll be honest. When I first saw the website, in its first form, it does look like something from Microsoft Paint. But I'm just saying.
When it was all white, yeah. That's the copy paste from Weather website I did.
Fucking Hall of Fame was spelled FAEM for one day.
Jesus Christ, have mercy, dude.
Not only that, but we had a link to Domino's for some reason there.
I actually ordered pizza from that link once.
Also,
Did you get a
the
discount?
way you sort fantasy leaders
I'm like,
is wonky. For
yeah.
the fantasy thing, I've been trying to mess with fantasy, okay? So here's my perspective on it, okay? I think the point of fantasy is that it should showcase the best players for the roles, but for the players who consistently play the role and the players who consistently perform on the role. So total points sorts the first 10 points, okay? So it sorts all the players that I've ever played top lane. For the first 10 people are showcased on the screen. I take the top 5, and then I sort it by their average points per game, showing efficiency and consistency. Okay, so that's why I did it like that. But I don't know if that's wonky, because the problem is that if you just had more games than someone in the top 5, you'd just be ahead of them, even though you may not showcase the best, right? Like occasionally there was a player in the jungle role who had 35 points on average, but played like 3 more games in second place. Okay, so you had like 13 games, and then the second place had 10 games, but they were averaging 42 points a game. And I was like, okay, that seems weird, because that's not fair to the 42-point jungler, because he can't play 3 games in the next week and the other guy doesn't play any, right? Like, that's not likely to happen. So I think it was better to showcase players in the top 5 who had average points.
Perfect example is 4 and 5 spot and jungle stats. Me and Panther.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like you can't play 16 games, right? Like, there's no way you can get 16 games in next week and then be ahead of him. So it's like I average it by average points. Now, if he in the next 3 games plays like I don't know, like 50 on average
Amazing.
points per game,
Yeah.
he'll be ahead of you, and he deserves that because he's playing consistently better. So I think it should reward based on that. But yeah, I think you're also right, Tona, because we should mention that. I kind of changed it without saying anything. I made like one post about it, but then I never made a post about it again.
Gotta change my name there too.
No. If I change your name, the stat won't show up anymore because it's based
Really?
on your actual summoner name. Since the problem is like League of Legends thinks that tournament draft games are not public games and should not be viewed by the public, so they don't include the summoner names of players. So I have to like manually input everyone's summoner names. So that's fun. When you change your name every week, Jesus Christ.
Hey, guy.
You
Yeah, I'm
change
glad
your
you like
name
it.
every week, and I'm like, is this guy? Wait, is this guy's gay? Oh, Sean. Oh, okay. It's not congratulations anymore. Okay.
Congratulations.
I have to spend like an extra 15
How about you
minutes.
just manually input his name as Sean?
Yeah, there you go. Because Sean's in every single name.
Yeah, I'll just manually input everyone's name as their real name, so I don't have to ever change it unless they go to court.
It's gonna be congratulations, Sean.
Someone's gonna come to you and it's like, yeah, I went to court today.
Elucid,
and I changed my name
Elucid.
to
David Axetol.
Could you fit your whole name on that, Lucy?
my whole name?
Don't have like 6 like last names or
I-
something.
No, I don't.
Oh my god.
I have 7 letters in my first and 8 letters in my last. So no, it won't fit. You are correct.
Robert and John Dunn Muhammad.
But the real question is, when will David's name, David Axetol, fit?
David Wynn.
David
David
Axel.
Axetol. Yeah.
All right, and then So I think we've multiple roles. Can they be on top for 2 roles? If they play enough games, right? So like, if let's say a player comes in and plays mid and ADC, right? And they play 5 games each. It's not fair for me to put them over someone else who's played 10 games in the season, even though the five game player might be better, just because they might have played 5 games really well, and I don't discredit them, and maybe they can consistently play the next 5 just as well. But just because I have 5 games as the stats, I can't predict the next 5. So there's no effective way to say that this guy with 5 games will play as well as the next 5. Now, if for some reason this guy is getting like 100 points per game and he has 5 games, then yeah, he'll be on the board because he's going to be ahead of the other guys who have like less than 500 points. So I think it's fair and unfair in its own way. But yeah, you just have to work harder if you're going to play less games of a role.
I think that pretty much covers up the fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
So we can move on to our super secret surprise that we have today.
All right.
Don't
our
have something
super
else to-
secret surprise. Woo! All right. So I've been talking to a guy, and he's kind of I would say he's more of a CEO of a company. I guess not really, but like a CEO of a community. And I think I don't want to display too much information about it or disclose too much information about it, but it's from a community called Desperado Esports, and their main objective is to kind of combine communities for team scrims and stuff. So like they get a bunch of communities to join their server, and then they'll have a host of the server. So I'm a host of our server, obviously. So
Wait, why you? Why not me?
who
or
are
David?
you, guy?
Why isn't David? David's a director as well.
Anyway, so we are us hosts of communities will register teams that are willing to scrim. So I'll register, let's say like FES and all of our 8 teams or 12 teams we had this season, and I registered it over there. And whenever they want to play scrims against us, they'll contact me and they'll be like, "Oh, we want to play scrims against these guys, and can we set up a time?" And then we'll talk, and then we'll do that. That's what they do. They basically made a hub for us to kind of come and do scrims. So what I suggested to them is that why have a hub for scrims only when we can also do something like MSI, right? So like we can do, as Django calls it, a multi-server invitational. But that's
Thank you,
not
Django.
Yes, but that's not
Shout
going
out
to
to
be the actual name
Django.
because they actually shut me down there. They said there's copyright issues with taking the abbreviation MSI. We don't want to deal with it if we get big. So there, we want to plan ahead now so we don't have to worry about it later. So Are you telling me I can be number one at being number one? No, get out of here, guy.
Hey, show the Google Docs, kid.
MDSI,
Okay, so
multiple Discord
so
server.
multiple Discords. Thank you, Sean. You are quite the intellectual today. Okay, so basically what I suggested then was that we do an MSI, we have all these communities that you guys have, and we get every community to send one team, and that one team that everyone sends will compete in group matches, then later on playoffs, like MSI does and Worlds. And they so far have agreed to this, and they said it's a fantastic idea, and I think we should go forward and make it even bigger than what I wanted it to be. I just wanted it to be like kind of a recreational kind of pickup Sunday league or something, like where originally RPL was basically just that, but then it got a little bit bigger. But basically, I wanted it to be a little bit simpler. But now they want to take it up to a whole nother level. They're calling it, if I recall correctly, the guy told me he wanted to call it Minor League Invitationals, or MLI. So this could be huge potentially, and the problem is it'll conflict with our PL leagues. So I'm going to pick who I think are the best team, or as Sean suggested, an all-star team where we draft the best players. But ultimately, it's going to be our best team, and we're going to send it to them and see if they can win. Now, there are some gateway issues where every community has to pay $10 for entry fee, and they want the prize pool to be $100 minimum, so the winning team gets a lot of RP. Okay, so if we get a minimum of 10 teams, that's $100. If we get more than that, which since they have 22 communities access, and those 22 communities have each of their own access, like we have access to Clock Tower, we have access to a lot of other servers like House Party, and we can get these guys to come with us too. Then we can
Show the Google Docs.
stop. We're not gonna show them the Google Docs. That's not our property, boy. But yeah, that's the big surprise, that we're gonna have like a mid-season invitational, but for minor league instead of like, and it's gonna be based not on regions but based on community servers. So that's kind of interesting. So like, what do you guys think about it?
I
mean,
think,
you guys already shared, but like they want to hear as well.
Personally, I think we should show the Google Docs.
Personally, no, thank you.
Our community's gonna get shut down.
Yeah, we don't want to. We don't want to be treading on thin ice on this one. But yeah, the guy said there's gonna be popular Twitch streamers, people with Twitch sponsorship there, so they'll be able to host us, and we'll have actual casters who want to help out consistently. So like they have 2 designated casters. So we'll be working on that stuff too. Interesting things to come. Nothing confirmed in terms of when it'll happen.
It sounds like a really nice idea. I mean, it's definitely gonna give members of our community a more better feel of being in an actual competitive environment. I know RPL is also competitive, but if they get the chance to come into something like this, it'll be like really, really well. What's the perfect word for it? It'd be a really, really good opportunity for them to take upon. I feel like I would probably want to be interested as well. It just sounds so good, and even though some people may think that it's a bit too much of a skill barrier,
Okay.
I feel like some people should still, if you can try out for it. It sounds like a really cool idea, having all these communities come together to play and compete. And I can't imagine the winner's prize pool, or even if there is a prize pool, I can't even imagine what would that be like. And having a chance to possibly blow up is actually pretty insane.
Yeah, and the guy I was talking to, he suggested that it's very possible we could get over 1,000 viewers.
Yep.
And I was like, that's insane, because I've never had more than 150. But so
that's insane.
That's insane. But yeah, so I'm looking forward for that. They're also coming up with what's it called? Game designers or something? Not game designers. What are they called? Graphic designers. And they're gonna make a logo for us and everything. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm excited. But yeah, I mean that's all we really have. Pretty much right now, all I know about this thing, this MLI thing, is that it will happen. Now,
Yes, it will.
dates?
The
No
question
clue.
is, are you ready for it, guy?
Okay.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, who are you talking to?
Wait. So yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah,
Uh,
but yeah, so on Monday, Rising Summoners will submit a skeleton in terms of rules. What will happen? Oh, I also forgot to mention there might be trophies involved. They will ship you actual trophies.
oh wow,
They told me that, and I was like,
that's insane.
"What?" Yeah, I said that's insane. And I said, "How are the trophies gonna look?" And he said, "Since it's a bronze silver league, it's gonna look amber, so it's like a mix of silver and bronze." I started cracking up.
That's insane.
I was like, "Yeah, that's a fantastic idea." I had to cover up. Yeah, they sent participation awards as well. Like, hey, congratulations on being invited to MSI
Congratulations.
or MLI. You know.
Congratulations.
But yeah, that's all we know. As soon as if you want to wrap
Hey.
it up, Dave, if you want to wrap it up.
We
Go
done
right
one
ahead.
yet?
I feel like our new director David should wrap it up.
Yep.
I agree.
What are some of your promises that you have for our community now that you're our new director?
I promised to.
Make
Who
Rising
knows?
Summoners great
And
again.
I
terrorism.
joined like 3 months ago. What do I do?
It's like I didn't sign up for this.
I don't know what I got myself into. I feel like Melania Trump right now.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
insane. Congratulations, David. on
Oh
becoming a
yeah,
new
yeah. Okay, so
director.
Tonoko's got a good question. So if your team makes playoffs, they're guaranteed a spot back into RPL. Now we're not really sure what we want to do in terms of that, but if we ever do, so LCS will be our gold league, and then Challenger Series will be our bronze silver league. So if you're currently playing gold silver league, you have an automatic position for both wherever you guys want to go.
I mean, challenged league.
What'd you say to me? You know my story? Okay, I didn't think so. Now keep your mouth shut, boy.
That's insane.
That's
Challenge
insane.
league.
But yeah, if you're in the top 8, you'll be guaranteed a spot. Now, the other issue I raised was that if that's the case, then the problem was if we had 21 entries, right? Team entries. Like last season, we had like 17 team entries, and then one of them disappeared midway registering. Like they disappeared midway registering. Not even while the season started. So there's that. But yeah, essentially, hopefully, all the teams will be able to participate that sign up next season. But moving forward, if we ever reach like a point where there's like 100 teams entering or something, I don't know. That's a random number. Okay, I'm not actually sure if there'll ever be 100 teams, but let's say it's like 25 teams, and we have 20 spots obviously because 10 teams per league. The issue will be is that basically like we will think about a waitlist kind of system where you'll be re-invited, but you won't be guaranteed a spot. And if anyone else signs up, they'll have your spot. And then if there's open spots, you'll be on the wait list, so you'll get those spots. But that'll be for season 4, I guess. Not now. So everyone's back in. You know, welcome back. But yeah, anything else, David? Wrap it up.
Oh, I have one quick question. So Dave, this is going back to David real quick. So David, regarding our issue with our community, what are some things you feel like you could fix coming into the director program, and how do you think we would have a better direction now that you're in charge of our community?
Let's see. What are you talking about? What issues?
Okay.
The way I see this is a perfect community.
Just say yes.
Yes.
There it is. Thank you, David.
Why are you baiting this guy?
Any-
Kunze, can you repeat the question?
Yes, I'll repeat the question. Now that you've are officially a director, what do you think you can do? Actually, that's not what I said. Hold on.
Yeah, you asking
I
different
don't, I
questions
actually
now?
don't. Yeah, I don't even remember the question. Oh, now that you're our director, how do you what do you think you can do to the community to make us feel like you're our supreme leader?
Uh,
To make us feel like you're the correct chosen director.
first
Yes.
person that stops clapping dies.
That's insane.
Does this work for me too? What the heck? Am I getting killed?
Wait, I'm taking notes from North Korea. What are you doing?
I am North Korea.
That's
Hmm.
insane. Anyways, next question,
This
David.
man said I'm
I
playing
have
Warhammer Online. Get out of here. It's Warframe, boy.
I have another question,
Doesn't know
David,
my
right here.
story.
Question right here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's been an alarming rate of a decreasing amount of pan pizzas being delivered in our community. How do you feel like you can solve this issue, and how do you think how long will it take to fix this issue?
Well, you see, the problem with that is just not enough people are ordering the pan pizzas. Right
Oh,
now, we
okay.
only got our boy Elucid here ordering pan pizzas. So if you want more pan pizzas
They're
to be
good.
delivered, you have to order more of them.
I've invested in one in my lifetime.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Get this
You're
guy
holding
demoted.
back. You're not letting your
Demoted.
stomach decide. You're letting your mind decide.
All right. Final question, David. Final question. We have a conspiracy theory of our RPL prize pool being used for pan pizzas. What are your thoughts on this?
No, that's not a conspiracy.
That is false. If anything, they would be used on Warframe.
Is it wrong?
Yeah, I would believe that it's wrong.
We're not using the money for other stuff. Stop saying that. I can show
It is
you.
wrong.
I can show you the PayPal account. It has $79.10, like you guys donated.
If anything, it would be on
Does it have
Warframe,
my
except we know
21
it's not being used on Warframe because he's been spending his entire life on that game.
My $1.21.
Hey, thank you. Thanks. A big thanks to Sean for being a top donator with $1.21. But actually, though, a big thanks to my boy Django for giving us $20 out of the blue.
Whoa!
Who is this guy?
That's insane.
That's insane.
Pretty sure that buys you director.
He should be he should run the community. He should be the community.
Big money over here.
Yeah, let's kick everyone else out except for him.
He is the community at this point.
Community.
Oh, also, we have a very important question that just sparked out of nowhere, David. What are your thoughts on recycled memes being popped up in our Doctor Meme channel?
All memes are recycled. What are you talking about?
Get out of here, David.
Checkmate. David giving you the checkmate. How you gonna respond now, boy? We should be asking you the question, Tunze. Why are you using recycled memes?
This is false. I don't even use memes. Wrong.
How many genders are there?
Yes.
David,
How many
this
genders are
will
there,
decide
David?
whether
Please,
you're
please tell
natural
us.
dictator or not.
There's only one.
And would you like to tell us which one?
Wow.
No comment.
Wait, but we are lost, David.
Yes. How do we know which one it is if I know 53?
I thought there was 89.
Can you list all 53?
Can you stop making up numbers, Sean?
Can you list all 53 for me?
Not
It's
by
like-
heart, but if you look up a guide,
Yeah, look up the guide.
you need to be educated, sir.
There's also been an increased rating of
After
Unagi's.
No more questions. Stop.
Wait, no.
more
There's been an
questions.
increased rate of Unagi's facial expression being stolen. What are your thoughts on this?
My thoughts are in the Twitch chat right now.
Alright, let's wrap this
David,
up, boys.
they're requesting that you read them a bedtime story.
That is you, kid. Get out of here.
Oh, that is Oregon got PvP. This is congratulations. We are with.
Fake
That
news.
that is a false claim.
I don't answer to organizations that spew out lies.
Anyway,
Just like
that's
great
going to be the conclusion of our podcast. We had a great time. I had a great time.
Our
David is asking,
insane
stupid-ass
podcast.
questions again, so we'll have to close it out early. Catch us on HOTS. We don't play League of Legends anymore. We're all professional HOTS players. Catch me on.
I've already
Fortnite.
retired.
David plays Sylvanas. I don't know how. Champion's useless.
I played as Zul'jin and the Grey Mane.
Okay. And I play Gul'dan because I can't play the game. So there's that. Good night for tonight. Sit tight.
There's one last question in the chat.
Okay. As a director, what direction do you see the server directing? Yeah, that's a good question. I like that. Tell us.
I see it directing to the left.
Thank you. That's the answer I
Is
was
the
looking for.
But which
Google.
way is left? Is left or is left actually right?
Northeast.
This ain't a
Thank
Vsauce
you.
video. Get out of here.
Kanye West. That's the correct answer. Okay.
Northwest.
All right.
Thank you
Good
for
night.
tuning
Good
into our
night, everybody.
community
Amazing
podcast. Thank you,
podcast.
everyone.
Yep. thank you.
Congratulations to David again for becoming our community director.
Yes. Congratulations to David.
Yes, congratulations, David. Thank you for joining us
Wait,
for the
someone else has a
$20
question.
donation.
Okay. If it's karma, we all know it's not a question. It's cancer.
It's just a meme. Need some
Cycled
chemotherapy after this one.
Oh, he's still typing after. Okay. He's got a.
Oh, this better be a paragraph.
Yeah, it's gonna be an essay, dude. He's gonna be like.
This better
"Yeah,
be
I'm
like
not really
at
happy
least
with how we can't
10
bust."
lines long.
Remember to read the question because some people can't see the Twitch chat. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Some
Well,
people
well,
don't
that-
know how to read.
No, because when we upload on YouTube, you
Oh
that
my
was his
God.
question.
Good night.
Good night.
Sleep tight.
Okay, I'm stopping the stream, boys.
right.
Alright.
Later.